So T0, T1, Tmod register, and Tcon register. Okay. So now, according to our syllabus or the main fundamental working operations, right? We are going to see it in mode 1 programming. Okay, we have seen different modes. We have discussed different modes in the previous sections. So we are going to work upon mode 1 and mode 2. Okay. Mode 1 is a 16-bit timer or counter. Mode 2 is 8-bit timer with auto reload. Okay. So now what will happen? Let us see the characteristics first, and then we will go for step-by-step writing of the mode 1. Okay. We are dealing with mode 1 operation now here. Okay. Now, if I am working, I am going to make a changes into Tmod register. Okay. So now, what is a Tmod register? It is a 8-bit register. See, if I am working upon T0, then lower 4 bits of the Tmod. If I am working upon T1, then upper 4 bits of Tmod are utilized. Okay. Then Tcon register only upper 4 bits for timer operations, because lower 4 bits are used for external interrupt. So only upper 4 bits are utilized. Okay. What are the main 2 bits? One is TR and another one is TF. Okay. So if I am using the T0, here it will be TR0, here it will be TF0, and here it will be lower 4 bits. Lower 4 bits. And if I am working, if I am using T1 as a timer, here it is upper 4 bits, and here it is TR1 and TF1. Okay. So now here, let us start to work with mode 1 operation. What will be the value of Tmod register? So Tmod register value will be, Tmod register is a 8-bit register. It cannot be, it is not a bit addressable, but it is a byte addressable. So whole byte should be written. So what I can write into Tmod register, because I have to use mode 1 operation. So that is why what I will write here, 0, 1, H. I will write 0, 1, H into Tmod register. Right? Why? Because gate is also 0. C by T bar is also 0. M1 and M0, that is going to be 0, 1. So if it is 0, 1, mode 1 operation. So if it is mode 1 operation, then it acts as a 16-bit timer. Now I am using T0 register. If I am using T0 register, so I have changed the lower 4 bits of the Tmod register. Then how it will work? It will work as a complete 16-bit timer. So it allows from where to where? To increment from 00000 to FFFF. 00000 to FFFF, because whole 16-bit register we are using here. It is a 16-bit timer. So that is why whole 16-bit, it can be starting from 00. It can start in between anywhere. So it can be starting from 0000 to FFFF. So the timer will increment starting from 0000 to FFFF. Okay. This starting point is not fixed, but This is a minimum range and this is the maximum range. Okay, so these values to be loaded into the timers of TL0 and TH0 when I'm working with T0. If I'm working with the T1, then it will be TL1 or TH1. So after loading TH and TL value with a 16-bit initial value, the timer must be started. So how do I start the timer? So that is why I have the upper 4 bits of TCON register. Which are upper 4 bits of TCON register? TF1, TR1, TF0, TR0. Upper 4 bits. Okay. In our previous sections, we have learned this. Okay, we understood what is a TCON register. Okay. So if I'm working with the T0 register, now I'm working with the T0 register, then TR0 is used to start the timer. So if TR0 is equal to 1, then the timer will start. That means the value of this TH0 and TL0, TH0 plus, it is not a plus, TL0. It is convolution, cascading. Okay. Say this is 0, 0, total 16 bits. So 0, 0. Then what will happen? If I want to start incrementing one by one, then I have to write TR0 equal to 1. Then what will happen? Timer starts. So the value from 0, 0, 0, 0 to it will start incrementing by 1 for every machine cycle. So up to what is the maximum point? It is F, 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 F. Then it is now incrementing. What is my next aim? See, after loading the value into TH and TL with a 16-bit value, the timer must be started. Okay, we have started timer now. Correct? That can be done by set bit TR0 for timer 0. It means TR0 equal to 1. So set bit TR0 or set bit TR1 for timer 1. I am using timer 0. That is why set bit TR0. Then after the timer is started, so timer has been started now. It starts to count. It starts to count upside. So it starts to count upside. What is the maximum limit? The maximum limit is going to be FF. So FF. So what actually is happening? Crystal is given inside. So there is a circuitry inside the 8051, which is making divided by 12. So that is, it is going to generate. It is going to generate one machine cycle for every time. Then TR is until what? TR is equal to 1. Until TR is equal to 1. So this is actually the gate. So what I have done? TR is equal to 1. So that is why what is happening? Whatever the 921.56 kilohertz, that is given inside the microcontroller. So where the microcontrollers, these registers TH0 or TL0 or TH1 and TL1, that goes counting. It goes counting from 0000 to FFFF. So when it reaches FFFF, and then it will overflow to the value. What will be the next value? Again, it is going to be 0000. So when the overflow occurs, okay, 0000 to FFFF, FFFF. Then what will be the new value? 0, 0, 0, 0 again. So whenever overflow occurs, then our TF flag is there, no? Timer overflow flag, TF, timer overflow flag. That will automatically go high. Okay, that will automatically go high. So when the TR0 is equal to 1, the timer has been started, it will reach FFFF maximum limit plus 1, again it will go to 0, 0, 0, 0. Then automatically what will happen? TF0 will become 1. Until it was 0, so now it will become 1 automatically. Okay. So now it will become 1. When it rolls over from FFFF to 0, 0, 0, 0, so maximum to the next level, it sets a high flag bit called TF, timer flag, or timer overflow flag. So each timer has its own timer flag. So I am using a T0, so that is why it is TF0. If I am using a T1, it will be type TF1. That will be going to 1 automatically. Okay. This timer flag can be monitored. So as it is going automatically equal to 1, we can monitor, we should monitor the TF0, because we should come to know whether the overflow has been occurred or not. Okay, so why we need to monitor it? Why we need to monitor TF0? I said TF0 is like watchman. Okay, so we have to see the watchman. Why? The thing is, as we are incrementing from one position to the maximum position, so if it is enough time, if it is enough time delay, then we can stop TR0 equal to 0. We can stop the timer. So when we can stop the timer? Whenever the overflow occurs. So if we get the required time delay from this position to this maximum position, then it will roll back. Then we feel that if what is our requirement? This is the time delay. The time delay is requirement. So that is been reaching and it is going for 0, 0, 0, 0. At that particular time, we want to stop the timer. We don't want to increment it once again. We want to stop the timer. Then I am continuously monitoring. I will start continuously monitoring TF0 or TF1. So whenever this goes 1, immediately I will stop TR0. TR0 is equal to 0. I will stop the timer because my requirement of time delay has been generated. That is why I am going to stop it. Okay, if it is not completed, then no need to stop the timer, and I can increment it once again until I require it. Okay, so when this timer flag raised, whenever TF0 is equal to 1, one option would be to stop the timer. One option. So that is what I have an option to stop the timer here. Okay, I have an option to stop the timer. Okay. I have an option to stop the timer. Okay. So how do I stop the timer? A simple instructions are there. simple instructions are there. Clear TR0 or clear TR1. So I am making TR0. I am making TR0 equal to 0. It means clear TR0. So that I am stopping the timer. I have that option. So after the timer reaches its limit and rolls over, in order to repeat the process, again, if I want to repeat the process, TH and TL must be reloaded with the original value. Okay, see, whatever the original value is there, that will go 0, 0. If suppose I am using say some, I am using FF, FE, FE. So if this is my initial value, which is stored into TH0 and TL0, it will start incrementing by 1. So it will reach FFFF. Then after FFFF, what will be the next value? It will be 0, 0, 0, 0. So, but what is my initial value? FFFE. So if I want to repeat the timer again, I have to load the initial value once again into the TH and TL. Okay, because my new value will be 0, 0, 0, 0. No, it will not be FFFE. It will be 0, 0, 0, 0. That is why. Understood? And also, what is one more thing? TF must be reloaded to 0. Okay. If you go for the steps, then you will understand it very easily. Yeah, here are the steps. Say what? We are working upon mode 1. Okay. We are working upon mode 1. Steps for mode 1 programming. Okay. First step is load the tmod value register indicating which timer we are using, whether we are using a timer 0 or we are using timer 1. So for timer 0, lower 4 bits. For timer 1, upper 4 bits. Okay, is to be used, and which timer mode. So which timer mode, either timer 0 or timer 1 or timer 2 or timer 3, whichever the timer. But in case of timer mode 1, we have to make it mode 1. Okay, we are working with mode 1. So timer mode should be 0, 1. Selected. Load registers. So as mode 1 is a 16-bit timer, mode 1 is a 16-bit timer, mode 2 is a 8-bit timer with auto reload. Okay. Load register TL and TH with initial count value. That is the second step. Start the timer. Third step. Okay. Keep on monitoring TF flag. Fourth step. So this is the instruction for that. Get out of the loop when TF becomes high. So this is going to do that. This instruction is going to get out from the same loop to whenever TF becomes high. Stop the timer, right? Stop the timer. Then clear the TF flag for the next run and go back to the step 2 for loading the values of TH and TL once again into them. That is initial value. Understood? Have you understood these steps? It is very easy. If you start on programs now, these things are main important. Okay. See, load the tmod. So I will write the program here only. Move tmod comma hash 01h. See, what is 01h? 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, 1. Correct? These two are, see, divide this into 2. This is timer 1. This is timer 0. Okay, timer 0. Mode 1 operation. So what will be the value? This is M1, this is M1, this is M0. So it is going to be 0, 1. So that is why mode 1 operation. Whenever it is 0, 0, mode 0, 0, 1, mode 1, 0, 2, mode 2, 1, 0, mode 2, 1, 1, mode 3. Okay, now it is 0, 1. So that is why mode 1 operation. See, mode 1 operation. Mode 1 program. Okay, C by T bar is equal to 0. It means I am using a timer. I am not working upon counter, but I am working upon timers. Gate is equal to 0. It means I am not using any of the external inputs. I am not using any of the external inputs. Okay, say like T0, T1, pin number 14 and 15 are there, no? So I'm not using those pins, external inputs. So this is 0, this is 0, this is going to be 0, 1. Okay. So T mod is equal to T mod comma hash 0, 1 H. What is second? This is move. I cannot use a T0. I can use it by divided TH0 comma hash, say initial value. Say initial value. What will be the initial value? Hash 0 F AH. Okay, then TH0 and TL0. Load the initial count value. So move TL0 comma hash this I will do FF. This I will do hash FA H. Okay. Okay. Then there are so many programs are there in the next, but I'm still writing here only to understand the steps. Okay. So what I have done, I have loaded the values into TH0 and TL0. Okay. Start the timer. How to start the timer? Set bait. Yes. E T B. Handwriting is not so good. I am using the mouse, so okay, please be adjusted with that. Set bit. What is a T-con register? So out of T-con register, which timer I have to start? TR is there, TF is there. TF is overflow flag, TR is start the timer. So set bit TR 0 because I am using timer 0 here. Set bit TR 0. Okay, then keep on monitoring the timer flag with the JNB TFX target. So what is TFX here? TF0. So what I will write here to monitor it, target is a label JNB TF0 because TR0 is being started. So timer will start now. Then TF0 comma target, TAR. So it will rotate here only. JNB, jump if no bit. It means presently TF0 is equal to 0. So the jump will happen here only until TF0 is equal to 0. Whenever TF0 becomes 1, when TF0 will become 1? Whenever FA will be reaching the maximum value, that is FF, and what will be the new value? 0, 0, 0, 0. TH0 will go 0, 0, TL0 will go 0, 0. Then TF0 will become 1. Okay? Get out the loop when TF becomes high. So this instruction is keep on monitoring the same thing, TF0. Whenever TF0 will become high, we will get out, definitely we will get out from this instruction. We are stuck up here, we will come out from this instruction whenever TF0 will become 1. Then stop the timer. Stop the timer. How to stop the timer? Clear CLR TR0. Okay, clear the TF flag. Clear the TF flag because flag has gone 1, no? So clear the TF flag. Clear TF0. Then go back to step 2. What is a short jump? SJMP. Say one. Say what? Count. I will make count as a label. Okay, count as a label. So what I will do? Short jump to count. 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 Count is my label. So go short jump to count. Where I will go? I will go to the step 2 here. So move TH0 FF, move TL0 FA. Start the timer. Start the timer. Then keep on monitoring the TF0. Then when it reaches 1, when it goes high, then stop the timer, clear the TF0, and again go back. So I am repeating that. I am repeating the counter. If I don't want to repeat the counter, I can just get out from this program. I can get out from this program. So whether this is been understood? Okay. So now it is very much easy for us to look into the programs. See, it's so easy now to analyze the program. Following program, we create square wave of 50% duty cycle. 50% duty cycle means what? So we are generating a pulse now here. So the on time period as well as the off time period, both are equal. So that is why it is a square wave. So that is the duty cycle of that is going to be 50%. Say this is going to be 1 second, this is going to be 1 second. Okay, both are equal. Both are equal. T on time period as well as T off time period are equal to same. Are equal. Okay, with equal portion of high and low. So that is why square wave. Upon what? Upon P1.5. Upon P1.5. Okay. Timer 0 is used to generate the time delay. Analyze the program. See, first thing is what? What is the first step? What is the first step? Load the TMOD value register indicating which timer, which mode. Which timer, which mode. So here, move TMOD is equal to #01. So timer 0 we are using, that is lower 4 bits. If I divide this, I am working with this. I'm not working with this. Lower is T0, upper is T1. So timer 0 I am using and mode 1 I am using. Mode 1 is which is 16-bit timer mode. Then second step is what? Load the TL value and TH value. So F2, FF, FF, F2. Okay, it will be T0 will be F, F, F2, FF, F2. Okay, then complement P1.5. Say suppose now P1.5 is a output port. By default, it is an output port that we have already studied. Okay, say if it was 0, now after complementing it, P1.5 will become 1. Okay, now equal delay. Okay, say I'm not jumping to third step. This is first step, this is a second step. What is the third step? See, I am going here. Where I am going? Okay, you understood this? This is a last step. This is first step. This is second step. This is seventh step. Seventh or sixth? Seventh step. Okay. So in between, we have missed some of the steps. Now we will go to that steps through this equal delay. Through this equal delay. Okay. Yes. See that? See here. What was the third step? The third step was to start the timer. Set bit TR0. Start the timer 0. What is the fourth step? Keep on monitoring the TF0. So JNB TF0 again. Again, where is again? Again is here only. So this is continuously executing until when? Until timer 0 TF0 flag is 0. When it goes 1, then this instruction will not be executed. We will come out from the loop. So clear timer 0. So this is step 5, clear timer 0. Step 6 is clear flag. So we have stopped the timer and then we have cleared the flag and then return. Where to return back? Where to return back? To here. Short jump to here. So this is the seventh step. There it was 6, here it is 7th. Short jump here. I will come here. So where is here? Here is here. So again, go back to the second step because this was the second step. So actually that has to be written here only, but in this program they have made two things. So now here I will come P1 complement P1.0. So P1.0 will go to 0 because previously it was 1, no? Now it will go 0. So again call delay. So FFFF2 to FFFF. There I am going to start the timer, no? FFFF. And then when it rolls back to 0000, then again TF TF 0 will become high. Okay. So what is happening? The delay subroutine using the timer is called. In the delay subroutine, this is a delay subroutine program, correct? Timer 0 is started by set bit TR0 instruction. Timer 0 counts from where to where? See FFFF2. F2 was the initial value. What will be the next value? F3. Whenever it is being started, when this is being started, right? What will be the next count? FFF3, FFF4, F5, FFF6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, and what? C, D, E, and FFFH. One more clock cycle requires to roll it to 0000. Then what will happen? Rising the timer flag is equal to 1. So whenever FFFF, this is a maximum limit, then when it reaches to 0, then what will happen? TF0 will become 1. Then we will come out from this loop. Okay. So FFFF, then it goes to 0, then TF will become 1. Until that TF is equal to 0. Okay. So then what we can do? Timer 0 is stopped here. Timer 0 is stopped. Clear timer 0. And subroutine ends. Subroutine is going to be ended. And also we are going to clear the TF also. And then we are going back to the main program by using return. Okay. Understood this? So many programs we have. Now calculation of the machine cycle. This is so much important. Okay. After this, you have to join back. Okay. Can anyone take screenshots of the